Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So hello everyone, my name is Gazifat Afari and I'm from 9B class, and inshallah in this video I wanna do the English practical exam. Okay, so the English practical exam is by choosing one public figure that I want to present here, and I want to present one of the most evil figures of the 20th century. His name is Pablo Escobar. And we all know that Pablo Escobar is an evil person. His story as the ruthless kingpin of the Medellin cartel. He did love of violence, the drugs, and also the terror. But today I'm going to focus on more complex part of his story. That is the part that explains why decades after his death, some people in Colombia still speak of him with a strange sense of gratitude, and I'm going to talk about what you could call Pablo Escobar good side. But first, before I get into the speech, I wanna say that I'm not saying that Pablo Escobar is a good person. He was a criminal who caused immense suffering, but to understand his full impact, we have to look at the two completely different roles he played. His famous role is was El Patron, or the king of drugs. He built an empire smuggling cocaine or drugs into the United States, and he became one of the richest men in the world. And he used insane violence to protect his business, bombings, assassinations, and also wars with police and rivals. This is the Escobar that the world knows. But in his hometown of Medellin, and especially in its poorest neighborhood, he crafted a second role, that is the role of Robin Hood. This wasn't an accident, it was calculated strategy. Escobar came from a poor background and understood the deep inequality and resentment in Colombia. So he used his billions of money to win the hearts of the poor people in Colombia. His main thing that he wanna do is building house. His project was called Medellin C. Tugurios. There is the meaning Medellin without slums. And that project is making or building an entire neighborhood and thousands of simple but clean brick house, and gave them away for free to families living in shacks. And he will show up and hand over the keys and become a local legend because they gave them free house. But he didn't stop there. He doesn't only build house. He also built public football fields, soccer pitches everywhere in Colombia. In neighborhood that has nothing, he gave kids to play. He gave kids a place to play, and he funded community sports leagues. He also built schools and repaired churches, and he paved roads and installed electricity in areas the government had completely ignored. And then there were the direct hands out. This was maybe his most powerful tool. He created a system called Pablo Office. People from the poorest could line up, tell him the problem, and he would solve it. And like maybe someone need a fridge, he'd buy it for them. And maybe someone cannot pay for a surgery, he'd cover the bill. And a mother needs for a crib for her baby, he will also help and fix it. So for people who felt invisible to their own government in Colombia, Pablo Escobar was the only one who saw them and acted. He wasn't the distant politician. He was the rich man who drove to neighborhood, rolled down his windows of his simple car, and handed out cash. And all of this that he do created an ironclad loyalty. It provided him with human shields of millions of people. It's why police couldn't find him, and the community protected him because Pablo helped them. And they called Pablo Escobar the El Doctor or Don Pablo. And to them, he wasn't the monster in the news. He was the benefactor who put a roof over their head. And then, so what do we do with this good side? We have to see it for what it was. It was a tool. It was brilliant. A strategic public relations. It was a way to build power and protection, and the money for those houses and surgeries came directly from the addiction and violence he caused abroad and in other parts of Colombia. It was a cycle. Destroy, destroy life with drugs in one country, and use uh, a fraction of the profits to build loyalty at his own country, Colombia. And in the end, the good sides of Pablo Escobar and the evil side of Pablo Escobar were the same man. He showed that even the darkest figure can create a powerful, lasting mint. He understood that if you solve people's most basic problems, like a home, a medical bill, a moment of hope, you can write your own story in their hearts, no matter what you do elsewhere. And his legacy today is this impossible paradox: a criminal whose philanthropy, whoever selfishly motivated, changed real lives. And it's forced us to ask tough questions. How do we judge a man who did unforgivable harm, but also provided unforgotten good to those who had nothing? That's a complicated, uncomfortable story of Pablo Escobar. And I hope we can take everything good that is from Pablo Escobar and leave anything that's bad from him. Okay? And maybe that's all from me. Thank you very much for listening until the end. I hope this can be useful. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.